area off the sidewalks, off north of support.
What happened?
We're really looking forward to some good Cocoa Beach.
Hi, I'm Matt Kegley. You're watching Surfing Florida, local style. Today we're going to take a look at some of Florida's premier surfing breaks. Let's go.
We do have the best surfers on the whole East Coast, if not the whole world, on this particular beach right here. First time seeing the world called Ocean Reef Park. It was real fun. About the best waves I ever surfed in Florida.
Local probably wouldn't be too stoked for me to talk about it, but it's definitely one of the best lefts I've seen in Florida or on the East Coast.
Three sharks doing like rolls on their sides, filling their mouths full of mullet, just coming straight at me. Big ones, 6-8 footers, easy.
In the 90s, I think that Florida is going to be absolutely the dominant place for surfers to come from.
waves here at Sebastian are definitely, and for small waves, one of the most workable waves in the world. It's very easy to do a lot of maneuvers, get a long, exciting wave with a lot of nice moments in it. I mean, it's good for getting that short, quick tube, getting a nice, good cutback, good off the lip. It's got a lot of, wedge and power for a short, small wave, and it makes it really workable. Probably the best day I've ever surfed on the East Coast. Jeff Crawford and I jumped off the tip of this jetty, and we paddled across the inlet. It's probably a 6 to 8 foot north swell, and breaking with really good form. But unfortunately, there was quite a few tarpon in the water, probably a couple hundred tarpon, and there were sharks swimming all in between the tarpon. We'd been surfing about a half an hour, and a friend of mine, Jeff Crawford, broke his cord all the way on the outside. And he had to swim probably over a mile to the beach through an unbelievable amount of sharks in the water. And I thought that was probably the last I'd ever see of him, but half an hour after that, he paddled back out with his cord. It's pretty amazing. There were sharks just all over the place. Real dangerous.
to learn once I got to Hawaii. It was definitely a different experience. I mean, it was nice to have Florida where you learn to surf without getting injured. Hawaii, it's a much bigger, more serious, realistic type of surfing. I mean, you could get yourself killed. And I wouldn't say it was hard. It was kind of fun. I was too young to know that I could kill myself, and I thought I was invincible, so I just kept doing whatever came to me.
Three, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
It's warm all year round, because even New Smyrna, St. Augustine, Jacksonville, if it's cold up there, you don't even feel like surfing out. But you know, down here we have pretty consistently we have waves, and the water's warm, and there's a lot of guys who are pretty serious about the sport, so they kind of push each other. Just, you know, every guy who does good, I think it reflects in the other surfers. It just kind of helps push them even more, gives them something to look forward to. And it just happens that Cove Beach is a place where all the guys, most of the guys, the good guys come from. I don't know why.
I'm from Cocoa Beach, so I like living in Cocoa Beach. I never liked California all that much. The waves aren't that much better, and it's expensive. And it's a good place to live, but I just like Florida better. In the 90s, I think Florida is going to be absolutely the dominant place for surfers to come from. All the beach towns are ideal because you can surf anywhere, which lets a lot of young kids start surfing and learning how to surf. And the other thing is it's almost all the beach towns are residential. And what we're seeing now in California is that it's getting to where kids don't live at the beach too much anymore because it's too expensive. Families can't live at the beach. Only people who live at the beach are doctors and lawyers and, you know, their second wives.
We got the best surfers in the world here. I kid you not. It's so concentrated with surfers from around this area that compete or push themselves to the limits, to the breaking points of limits. And it's always been that way. It's the warm weather, the consistent surf, the variety of shapers. A lot of different reasons. I couldn't tell you all of them, but we do have the best surfers on the whole East Coast, if not the whole world. That's the thing. You always come back to Florida. When you come back to Florida, there's no waves, and it makes you want to surf that much harder, that much more. So when you go somewhere and there are waves, you surf a lot better. After you used to surfing.
I think most people are so successful in Cocoa Beach is because the community, it's not so competitive. Everybody goes out in the water and they have a good time and they're surfing. And you know, it's mostly just a bunch of friends out in the water having fun until some geeks come out and mess it up or something.
has been a breeding ground for surfers. The first generation of surfers being guys like Veluzzi, Tabling, Cropper, Crawford, and now there's second generation guys like Kuhn, Rudolph, myself, John Fudge, Hartley. The list goes on, and now there's a third generation of hot grommets, guys that are starting to take over. There's Morecambe, Slater, Sean Slater, some younger guys that are starting to really come on, and it just always has been a breeding ground. Just the best surfers, and they just all feed off each other's energy, and the place goes off. Coming from Florida, you really appreciate it when you get out there and do some traveling. Get to surf places like Hawaii or Bali or Japan. You don't take things for granted. You see good waves, you just charge. You just can't help it.
I was born and raised in the Atlantic, and that's where I learned how to surf. And it's got some really nice beach breaks, and on hurricanes we've had some real fun surf.
Of people that live in a tsunami in the nation zone, they request that they evacuate.
Was bearing down on the island with wind gusts of up to 100 miles per hour. All persons near the shoreline areas of the two islands were ordered evacuated to emergency shelter areas and preparation.
lend help are desperately needed as soon as possible, and really desperately.
They urge people to stay indoors and don't venture out when the situation seems to be more calm because heavier winds are expected to follow. Commercial building is flattened. They urge you to please conserve water. They're expecting heavier winds after the eye of the needle has, the eye of the hurricane has passed. So please stay indoors because heavier winds will reoccur.
Off for Pensacola, the Gulf of Florida. The surf was excellent. It was lived right on the beach, and I surfed really hot waves all the time. There was a left-hand point down there that, well, there was actually two breaks that I really kind of learned how to surf backside down there. There's so many really excellent surfers, and so much surf-stoked energy. Plus there was so much surf that, it was really a good time for me to be there. People really influenced me down there, guys like Yancey Spencer and E. Turner. Fortunately, I came back to Hawaii, which was also quite important because I think you can only go, although I surf really good waves on the east and the Gulf Coast, in Hatteras and Florida. It's a matter of being able to apply the stuff that you can learn in something like the waves like the East Coast and do it in the power of a place like Hawaii.
Inlet. It's on the other side of New Smyrna. It's kind of a hard break to catch, but when you get the right conditions, I'm sure as you'll see in the footage, it's just an unbelievable wave. Josephine, caught some very hollow waves. It's a peak wave for the left and right shoulder. extremely crowded, but very fun, long. Breaks good in the summertime, picks up a lot of swells that, say, Sebastian and the Melbourne Beach in the Atlantic area don't get. Blowhole in St. Augustine is another excellent wave. Breaks very similar to Spanish House down from the inlet. Extremely shallow sandbar, creates a hollow left and right peak.
Mitsubishi. Venga y vea nuestro impresionante showroom y nuestro nuevo departamento de servicio. Recuerde, tenemos el más amplio surtido de vehículos Ford y Mitsubishi en la isla. Caminando de Motors, al lado del aeropuerto de Arecibo, donde le ofrecemos piezas y servicio.
Jap Rock and Red Reef Park and Boca Raton are also good waves when there's enough swell to get that far down.
Money to get all it feels. Hold your head up.
Florida breeds a surfer that basically they'll go out in any conditions, anytime, you know. 2 to 3 foot wind chop looks good to us. It doesn't matter, you know, we just want to get wet and surf as much as we can whenever we can. And that really comes in handy a lot of times in contests because you're not going to get good conditions all the time for your contest.
So rare, but good wave. Deep barrel, right, left. It's good. Pulled Hartley off the bottom there once. Bill just got a little too deep. Kind of did a face plant into the sand. Almost broke his neck. Paralyzed himself completely. Luckily I found him floating down there. Seen his board coming back with the wave each time. Paddled it up to him. Grabbed his cord, kept pulling. Finally up came Hartley. Crying. Saved me.
I guess I was down for about a minute and a half before my friend John Fudge pulled me up by my cord. And definitely saved my life. I was couldn't hold my breath any longer.
Is awesome. Telephone and power poles are broken like matchsticks, lying in rows on houses. Everywhere there is damage.
I'm just going to have to get a hold of the fire department and have them evacuate that section.
As you view the devastation, you can't help but marvel that no one was killed during this show of nature's strength.
Outside the city where my friend lived. 'Cause in the end when love turns to ashes, live for the free is life to the masses. And tell my friends that that's no right. And tell them what I should
The surf is kicking up real big right now. There was quite a lull there for about an hour, but now it's big. It's about 15 to 20 foot. The civil defense is on the scene. The watchword tonight is for residents along this shoreline to stay alert.
More than 30 houses lie scattered in pieces, some 100 feet from their foundations.
Broke loose of its moorings or something happened and it crashed on the rock.
Ripped apart a retaining wall, sending rocks and debris through the entire first floor. 12 apartments were demolished.
Enough one time to catch Boynton Inlet, and locals probably wouldn't be too stoked to me to talk about it, but it was definitely one of the best lefts I've seen in Florida or on the East Coast. It's a wave that breaks across an inlet similar to this one. It actually breaks out in front of the inlet across the sandbar, and it's an extremely long wave. It's hollow, very high performance. And usually it's a very bad drift out there also.
Keck was in Boca that day. It was like 6 to 8 feet. Blue water. It looked like the camp at G-Land. Left peeling the whole way.
weather forecast for Barbados for today, sunny and warm, and the outlook for the Eastern Caribbean.
Where no one can touch us.
I would have to say that Florida really has no comparison to Barbados. I mean, Sebastian's got some pretty good waves, and you got Monster Hole and Spanish House, and maybe RC's and Reef Road, but nothing compares to Barbados, nothing to Florida.
Let's lay in the sand soon as I'll come up. Another day is due. We'll sit on the beach, see the stars in your eyes. There's nothing we can do. We're on top of the world, just me and you. We're on top of the world, another day as due. We're on top of the world, it's like a dream, yes. We're on top of the world, where no one can touch us now.
I think my favorite wave has to be in Puerto Rico. It's a spot that rarely breaks called Gas Chambers, and definitely lives up to its name because it's quite a dangerous wave and it's extremely hollow. It's kind of wave you don't want to make a mistake on. Sometimes you'll hit sand bottom, sometimes you'll hit rocks.
Another day has due. On top of the world, it's like a dream. We're on top of the world, where no one can touch us now. On top of the world,
One of the premier spots of Puerto Rico is a wave called Gas Chambers. Gas Chambers breaks on a shallow kind of sand reef bottom right next to a heavy cliff. On the Caribbean side, it's probably one of the best waves in the Caribbean. I've been going to Hawaii since 1980, which probably in the surfing world is not a very long time. Hawaii's an extreme place. It has extreme people, extreme waves, extreme weather. Everything's on the extreme side. I've surfed Waimea, probably around 20, 25 feet. It's an experience that if you haven't done it, you'll never know what it's like. The wave, you can't really call it a wave. Mountains of water rushing in over a nice shallow coral reef. It's an intense situation. If you're not ready for it, you better not go out. But when we do get north swells and big south swells, that's when the inlet's not working quite right because of the swell direction. Spanish House gets it. And it's a shallow sandbar, as you can tell, and it opens up considerably to expand your surfing for tube riding.
I've been cast out on a sea of
What's the inlet like? No way. What's that hurricane doing? Oh gosh. Are you serious? I'm down there, boy. Okay, Nate.
Hurricane is moving slowly. This increases the uncertainty of its future course. Therefore, interests along the southeast U.S. coast should closely monitor the progress of this hurricane.
It definitely is usually on the right swell and conditions the hollowest and most powerful spot in Florida and maybe on the East Coast.
This little stretch of beach here from Sebastian Inlet on down to Spanish House really is the jewel of the East Coast. Produces some of the best surfers on the East Coast. It's got the best waves, north swells, south swells. They really focus on these beaches right here. I think when they engineered this place, they really knew what they were doing, that they were going to make such a good wave.
Sometimes I wonder if Dick Dutree or Jeff Crawford were the engineers behind it. They had something to do with it. They might have put that curve in it to make that wedge. Maybe it was tabling, I don't know.
Monster Hole's our version of Fiji, Tavarua. It's a cloud break about a quarter mile out to sea. On the north swell, it's one of our longest waves on the East Coast. It breaks probably, I would say, it breaks at 400 to 600 yards long, and when it's on.
Hartley's got the shark experience, the one when he got tangled in his leash and rolled up under his board, snapping.
I did one of the work when I was paddling out the jetty here, right along the jetty, one fall, coming up the alley right there. I seen everybody screaming up on the jetty. I don't know if they were waving me or what, but next thing I know, they looked about 25 yards ahead of me, coming straight at me. It was 3 sharks doing like rolls under their sides, filling their mouths full of mullet, just coming straight at me. Big ones, 6, 8 footers, easy, mouths wide open, rolling on their sides, chomping on all the mullet, just going nuts. Scared everyone out of the water.
Fishermen can be rough out there. Sometimes they'll throw clams at you and stuff. Seen a few blows go. One time about a 6'3" guy threw a few punches here at Futch, and Futch had to jump off the jetty and get away from him.
I think he was more like 6'6", about 250 pounds, real dark skin. Wasn't looking friendly. But he snuck up on me. He didn't get a good shot in. Luckily. Then I got away. The ranger was calling for backup out here, and the guy was coming down the jetty, wanted a gun, scared him.
We are locals at Sebastian, but we're nice guys, we really are. We'll give you waves if, you know, if you're nice to us.
20 bucks a wave.
20 bucks a wave.
Let's
All
go.
spoken for.
You, Clark Poling, we're out of here.